So back in the day, before I ever met a homeschooler in real life, all you ever heard about homeschoolers were that they were socially awkward, that they didn't know how to socialize, or they weren't socialized, right? Now I know dozens of homeschoolers for real in real life, and I realize how foolish it was that people said that and that I repeated it. I didn't even know what I was talking about. If you're new to my channel, my name is Alana, and my channel is all about marriage, homemaking, healthy living, and homeschooling, so I would love for you to subscribe. So growing up, I went to public school, and I did go to private school for like 2 years, preschool and kindergarten, and then again 6th and 7th grade, and then all the other years were public school. I knew all sorts of people, loud, quiet, shy, not shy at all, to themselves under the tree reading books during lunch, and with huge groups of friends, just one-on-one friendships, little tiny cliques. I mean, you knew a bunch of different kind of people, and what made them that way? Their personality. They were just who they were, right? Their personality. Everybody's different. So there were very shy people in high school and very socially awkward people in high school, and there were very social people in school as well. I imagine that the truth or the same goes for homeschool people. Yet out of all the homeschool people I've met, which I know dozens, there's only a handful that are shy and a couple that are a little awkward, right? Awkward. Most of them are super sociable, and I'm surprised to find out that they were homeschooled because they're just like everybody else. My assumption is that their parents looked for opportunities to socialize them, which is exactly what most homeschool families do. There's gonna be one random homeschool family that'll like live in a mountain peak and never see another human, but that is not the norm. Most homeschool families socialize regularly. They're part of co-ops, they're part of clubs and groups, and they all get together and play and do things together. And there's a lot of positive things about that. I've touched on this a little bit on some of my other videos. One of the things is that kids learn how to play with kids of all ages. It's not just you're 7, so you play with 7-year-olds. You're 8, so you play with 8-year-olds. No, they play with babies, and they play with big boys and big girls. And that's the other thing. They play with girls and boys. They're not taught, ew, girls, because they're not in school. They say, ooh, a friend, and they play and have fun. What's gonna get you farther in life, right? What's more normal, to be with only boys when you're a boy, or to play with everybody, to be with only people your age, or to get along with all ages? I think the second one, and that's something beautiful that you find through homeschool. Something else that you should think about: do you want your child being taught how to socialize with kids his age? Or do you want your child to be taught to socialize with adults, people, educated people that use correct grammar and language, and that are looking you in the eyes and talking about mature things that are not wacky and silly and wild and crazy? I'd rather that. I'd rather have a little man or a little young lady instead of go be taught how to socialize with a bunch of other kids that know as much as you know and come home wacky, you know? Which one is more attractive or more appealing? I think I want to teach my kids how to socialize. But of course they need to be around other kids, and I totally, along with most other homeschool families, socialize their children. I'm part of a co-op. We have play dates regularly. We do field trips regularly. We have a huge church. We have a small church. We have a lot of children at our small church. The kids significantly outnumber the adults. We have over 100 kids at our church. So they see their church friends Wednesday nights, they see them Sunday mornings, they see them Sunday nights, and then we have co-op on Fridays, and then today is Tuesday, but hey, we're going over a friend's house, we're done with school, it's noon, we're gonna have lunch and go play for 3 or 4 hours. So homeschool kids socialize, you guys. There's nothing further from the truth. It's so silly. I'm not saying that everything about school is negative either. There's a lot of positive things. I shouldn't say a lot. There's a few positive things from school, going to school, that you don't get in homeschool. But I do think that when I weigh it out, the homeschool pros significantly outweigh the school pros. And so that's one of the reasons, one of the things that helped us decide to go the homeschool route. There's so many more pros for us. And yes, there's some cons to homeschool, but again, the cons in school for us, for our family, significantly outweigh the cons in homeschooling. So nothing is perfect. You do what you got to do for your family. Am I going to homeschool forever? I don't know. We will see what the Lord has for us. You never know what the future holds, but for now, we are happy and confident that this is what we should be doing, is homeschooling. We have a 6 and an 8-year-old, and we have a blast. We absolutely love it. It's only the second day of school today, so it's been a great start, and we're just about done. We just have a little bit of reading to do over lunch, and our day is done, and they get to go and play and have a great old time with their buddies. My kids also, and I'm sure other homeschool families are very intentional about this, we don't just see our church friends. We are intentional about reaching out to neighbors, playing with neighbor kids. If we do sports, that's another opportunity to see kids that we don't know, that are, you know, they don't think everyone in the world is a Christian. Like, they know that there are children that have and live in different kinds of homes than they do and are taught different things than they are, and they're encouraged to encourage them and to be loving to them and kind to them, and given and presented the opportunity to share the gospel with them, and they have. So we are not like, this is our bubble and this is how we live. We do protect them, because I think God would want us to protect them from the horrendous world out there. And of course we teach them things, and they're exposed to things little by little, age appropriate things, and we can discuss those things as they come up in life. But we don't just say, go out there and figure it out, guys. But of course, we're going to prepare them for the future, right? So that's just something else that we do to socialize our kids. They're not only being socialized by other kids that are like them, which, it's funny, even all the kids we go to church with, if you got them all together, we're all different. All of the families are different. So even if you did only socialize at church, unless you live like in a commune where everybody lives exactly the same, you're going to find a lot of differences. I mean, just because we go to church together doesn't mean we're all the same. There are several kids that go to school at our church. There's several kids that are homeschooled and do some sort of tutorial program. There's several kids that do a lot of sports year round. There's kids that watch things that we don't watch. There's kids that hear things that we don't see or hear. Are they wrong? No, just different than us. So there's going to be opportunities to interact with people that are not just like us, you know, because that's impossible. Like, you won't ever find a family that's just like you. So even if you did only expose yourself to church, or your kids to church friends, it's still going to provide great opportunities for discussion and to see that not all families are exactly the same. I just wanted to make a video just to touch a little bit on this topic. There's so much more to say about it, I am sure, but I just think it's really funny that we make assumptions, and then without even knowing anything, we just repeat things that we've heard because you hear it so often, you just make it true in your mind, and the fact is, it is not true. It's hilariously wrong. So maybe this video will open your eyes and help you realize you've been repeating something that you've heard from somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about for too long, and either research and find your own opinion, or just stop saying it because it's not true, or go meet some homeschoolers and see, wow, I was actually wrong all these years, and so were all those people that I was repeating. So I would love to hear your thoughts, and maybe you homeschool moms, what you do to socialize your children, and let me know if you think your kids are normal, or if they're socially awkward, or what your experience has been, especially you moms that have been doing this longer than me, because this is only the beginning of my 3rd year. So I'd love to hear from you all. Have a wonderful day.